Greetings and welcome to this somewhat impromptu live on YouTube to answer your questions. It seems like, this Source Energy Medicine master class that is centering all around the COVID-19 coronavirus, and it came from requests from members of the Source Energy Medicine community, and literally has unfolded over the last couple of days. So we don't have fancy landing pages. This information's not on our website. We've been trying to communicate by email as best as we could to explain what's going to be included in this special master class. And yet the questions continue to flood in. So I thought I'd go live, and I have a whole bunch of questions that Milo has compiled that are common threads that a lot of people are asking. And I'll bounce back and forth between the questions that I have that have come in, as well as with folks who are on with me live. So, just as you type into the chat box, just be aware that this is it's an open forum. Please be respectful of each other, respectful of me, respectful of Milo, and all of your questions are welcome here. And I'm just going to dive right in and start answering the questions. When is the special master class? The bulk of the master class is going to be taught on a live webinar. That's going to be on Zoom, which is our private webinar platform. It's what we use for all of our online workshops. And it is tomorrow, Thursday, March 19th, 2020 at 4 o'clock Eastern Time, 2 o'clock Mountain Time, 1 o'clock Pacific Time. Lots of folks want to know what do you have to be on the webinar live, and you don't. And honestly, most people end up watching things like this in replay. So everything is going to be available to you long term. Of course, to those who register for the master class, and it's going to all be archived inside of our online courses website. You'll have a couple of really good options for asking questions if you're not on live. So the bulk of the master class is going to be tomorrow. And that's going to be predominantly me explaining both what to do proactively, or what is often described as prophylactically, to help to ensure you stay healthy, as well as what to do should you start to experience signs or symptoms of COVID-19, or really any of the other pretty serious flus that are going around, and there are a lot of nasty colds going around too. And it's going to actually extend beyond just those, but that's going to be the primary focus. There's going to be a lot of questions and answers, and one of the reasons why I'm using Zoom is because Zoom has the technology that you can actually raise your hand. I can call upon you, unmute your mic on your end, and we can actually have a conversation, dialogue about whatever it is that you like to talk about. There will be there's also a chat thread in there, and you'll be able to ask questions in the chat thread as well if you're not able to talk on whatever device that you are on. And let's see. So we're also doing it on Zoom because it's our private platform, right? We can control who's there and make sure that we're all safe and protected. And I love that we get to have this. I get to share this information with you from the safety of your own home, and you can choose to join me live. You can choose to watch it at your leisure. There are folks from around the world who have participated. Some are 8 or 10 or 12 hours ahead of us or behind us time-wise. So it's one of I think the great parts of this technology, right? We all get to have the flexibility of watching in our own time zone. So questions about how long the initial live webinar is, and that's a very hard question to answer, because this isn't content that I've ever taught before in a live webinar like this. It's certainly material that I have taught in our online workshops and live workshops, and even that, this conversation, what we're going to discuss tomorrow, is going to go a lot deeper. So we're scheduled for 90 minutes. However, if so, it's not a hard deadline, and I'm off the air. I will stick around and make sure that everyone has all of their answers, all of their questions answered. Right? I totally understand the level of fear and uncertainty that is surrounding all of this, and I want to make absolute sure that you have the answers to your questions and you're highly confident regarding what to do both proactively as well as should signs or symptoms arise. We're also going to do a group non-material source energy medicine session, which is an energy healing session, and it'll be much more in-depth than the mini ones that I've been doing on YouTube these last couple of Mondays on my Sem Mondays live show. So so we're going to start talking about what to do if signs or symptoms are present, because that seems to be the biggest concern. Then we'll do the energy healing session, and then we'll segue into what to do proactively and prophylactically. And questions are welcome throughout. And then the very last segment will simply be open questions and answers. So if you are not able to be live and you have questions after you register for this workshop, you'll be able to leave your questions inside the workshop portal, and you'll also be able to email me your questions directly, and I'll add them to the outline to make sure that your questions get answered while we're live. And then you simply watch the replay at your convenience and check that out. So I covered, what there were a lot of questions about exactly what's going to be covered. It's all of those things and just conversations today. So this is literally unfolding based on what folks are asking for. And this is an idea that Milo came up with within our fundamentals online workshops. I teach how to use source energy medicine charging label technology for people who are at a distance, who for whatever reason are not able to make and take source energy medicines. So you may have a loved one who is, self-quarantine, or there are a lot of cities that folks are pretty much on lockdown. And they may not have access to the internet or not access to a printer. They're not able to print out source energy medicine charging labels, might not have containers. So there are a lot of reasons why someone would not be able to make and take source energy medicines. Outside of this kind of pandemic kind of thing, that's really for people who are in comas or unable to drink fluids, right? So there are going to be many, many, many more people who simply can't print charging labels. What can they do? So that will be covered in really good depth as well. So, and that is such a blessing to your friends, family, loved ones who are not able to make and take source energy medicine. Lots of questions about handouts. There will be handouts. There will be. They are. Super easy to follow, step by step. Step 1, do this. Step 2, and on all the way through with a lot of insiders, tips, pointers, and takeaway. There are a lot of questions about is there a limit to the number of participants that are being allowed in the masterclass? And the basic answer is yes. Primarily because the Zoom, our webinar platform, has a maximum capacity of how many participants can be on live. The replay is pretty much unlimited, but live it is restricted, and I don't want to have more people register, even though most people will not be on with us live. I don't want to have more people register than we're able to accommodate live, just in case everyone shows up, because a lot of folks are out of work these days and staying home. So our live attendance for this tomorrow is likely going to be much higher than for our online workshops. So if you're on with me live, and if you have any questions, go ahead and type that into the chat box. So Heidi asks, why is this not included in our yearly subscription? So I'm not sure what yearly subscription you are referring to. If you are, it's Heidi. So this is charging label technology, And so Heidi is one of our non-material source energy medicine participants. And, honestly, Heidi, what you're able to do with the non-material aspect of source energy medicine is infinitely more flexible, more powerful, greater potential and possibility than what I'll be teaching tomorrow. So this is really, while it might be helpful for you, especially if you want to share how to do this with your friends and family, especially if folks might not be open to energy healing, that would be a good thing. But this is most of this is content that I have not taught before, and I don't want to have it be only for people who have registered for our online workshops. So we're doing it as a standalone masterclass, and I hope that makes sense. And if it doesn't, send me an email, and we can talk about that offline. So. I'm highly sensitive to a lot of people who are temporarily out of work, and there have been a lot of questions about payment options available. And the simple answer is yes, we'll do whatever it takes to help you to be able to participate. The masterclass is $111 US, and we can break that up into a couple of different automatic monthly payments if that would be helpful for you. And a lot of people know that we do have scholarship funds for our online workshops, and unfortunately, our scholarship fund is pretty much depleted. We recently did fundraising for the scholarship fund because we had people on waiting list for our online workshops, and it was a less than highly successful fundraising campaign, which is sad to me. And yet everything that I offer, I'm committed to having it be available and accessible to everyone. So whatever it is that will enable you to be able to participate, just send us an email and let us know. If you have a talent, if you are a social media expert, or if you are a copywriter, or if you are a professional editor, all of those things are ways that you would be able to help our community, and certainly be open to talking about doing a fair trade, if you will. So there are a couple of people who are also deferring their registration payment for 30 or 60 days because they're going to be out of work minimum of 2 weeks. Some people are going to be out of work longer term. So the bottom line is just send me an email. Let me know. Breaking it up into monthly installments. And this is really a tough spot for me, because there's significant expense that goes into creating this masterclass. Milo has already put in like 3 times the amount of hours that he normally puts in just on a regular week. He wanted the registration for this masterclass to be $444, and we argued about this for about 2 days. And at $444, even with payment plans, it would be cost prohibitive to far too many people. And this is a time of great uncertainty. So at $111 with the number of participants that we're limited to, I'm honestly hoping that we can break even on producing this. This is definitely not a money-making proposition for us. So if you are out of work, if you live on a fixed income, whatever the particular challenge is, send me an email, let me know, and we'll work out all of the details. So let me just check the chat real quick and see what is coming in. Most of this I've already talked to, or spoke to rather. Heidi shares, this is so helpful for everyone. Please do it and help your family. Thank you, Heidi, for that vote of confidence. And there's our friend Joe saying hi, and Celine saying hi. If you are on our email list, and you're not familiar with what I'm talking about, check your emails. If you're not on our email list, I'll ask Milo to include below this, once we get off of this, in the description to this video on YouTube, all of the details and a link to registration. So someone is saying 111 is too much for me. Too bad, and it's not too bad. in that I hope you heard everything that I just said about making this possible for each and every one. So regardless of whether $111 is within your financial means or not. So I think that covers all of the questions that I had, and I just want to make sure I didn't skip over anything. I was kind of speed talking there. Second part of the masterclass is going to be a week from tomorrow, a week from Thursday. There'll be another live webinar on Zoom for masterclass participants only, and that is strictly going to be an open Q&A, because between tomorrow and next Thursday, you're going to have questions. So that'll be a fantastic opportunity to be able to, again, on Zoom, you can raise your hand, I can unmute your mic, and we can talk about it. Between next Thursday, tomorrow, and next Thursday, you'll be able to ask questions in our in the masterclass portal, and I will, between Milo and myself, we're committed to answering every single question that gets posted in there, and that's another reason why we are keeping this to a relatively a manageable size group, which is a little frustrating because of Zoom, and yet many more than what Zoom limits. It would be hard to manage and hard to make sure that everyone is well taken care of. So there's a hello there from Ada, who says, I am thrilled you are doing this, Stephen. Thank you, Ada, and thank you for registering. I'm super excited to share this with you. And Ada is another one of our non-material source energy medicine practitioners. So she's been around source energy medicine for a long time, and yet again, this is content that I haven't. Parts of it are certainly part of our fundamentals workshops, and I'll be talking about it because this is such a specific, unique thing that we're all experiencing. So that is all I have for you folks here today. If you are watching this in replay and you have a question, simply scroll down below the player, type your question in there, and I'll do my best to answer as many of those questions as possible. And also in the description below this player, within 15 or 20 minutes, Milo will have the complete offering of the special master class. So thank you for your time. Thank you for your interest in source energy medicine and your interest in taking care of yourself and your friend and your family. In a way, I love that, with source energy medicine, the worst thing that can happen is nothing. It's 100% safe. I can share it with, a child or an elderly person. As long as they can drink water, it's completely safe to explore source energy medicine. So that's all I have for you in this live. Continued blessings on your journey with source energy medicine. I hope you choose to join us for the masterclass, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Bye for now.